watching UnrealEntGaming. This is Vegeta, the prince of all Saiyans. Make sure you subscribe to UnrealEntGaming and push the like button for me.
Or else you'll be Hakai.
Not Beerus.
You know how this works. Make sure you enable all notifications on the channel and watch the entire video all the way through.
And don't forget to follow UnrealEntGaming on both Instagram and Twitter.
That's enough. On with the video.
As the battle on planet Vampa involving both Beerus and Broly now continues to intensify, it would only now appear as though Broly is not only beginning to meet Beerus' expectations, but also go as far as to push him back in battle as well, as with Beerus now appearing to become even more agitated as this fight continues. The million-dollar question now going forward is, will Broly somehow be able to overcome Beerus in battle in having to defeat him once and for all, or will Beerus put an end to Broly's rampage and finally put Broly down once and for all? Now, before we dive any further into this video, if you are new to the channel and of course have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball related, including its manga, anime, video games, fan animations, fan mangas, and more, in which would also like to be kept up to date with everything in regards to the Dragon Ball Super manga, the Dragon Ball Super anime, Dragon Ball video games, and any and all additional content within the Dragon Ball universe, then I do encourage you guys to head on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to always be notified whenever a brand new video is posted onto the channel, as well as giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys are simply excited to see what the future holds for the Dragon Ball franchise. And with all that being said, I want to thank you all so much for your time, thank you all so much for supporting the channel, and now let's dive straight into the video. As our story continues on planet Vampa, with both Beerus and Broly being shown locked now in a test of strength, with both warriors now seemingly refusing to go down to the other, that's when Beerus went on to address Broly by telling him, "I will say, Saiyan, you're definitely a much bigger headache to deal with than those other idiots. Your raw power and instincts to survive are what drive you, doesn't it? It's what pushes you," Beerus adds. "I admire that. Why, you may ask? Well, the answer is quite simple. Because you are going to need every bit of it if you hope to survive this fight of ours, savage. All that power and yet you still don't know how to use it properly. What a shame," Beerus says. As he was quickly from there shown having to Spartan kick Broly directly in the stomach, that's when Beerus went on to continue. "Well, you better start learning fast because there won't be a second chance for you," he shouts. "I've been longing for a rival ever since waking up to find out that the Saiyan race still had a few Saiyans who survived. How exhilarating to know that one of you just might be the one. It's fight or flight, warrior, and you're going to have to dig down deep to win." To whereas Broly was shown having to clutch onto his stomach as his body was visibly shaking, it was only from that point moving forward where Whis went on to comment, "Well, I will admit, Broly sure can take a lot of punishment for someone who doesn't quite know how to handle himself in battle. It's rather interesting," with Goku responding, "I don't know, Broly looks really hurt out there, but it's really hard to tell because it feels like he's getting stronger as the fight progresses. How bizarre." In which, as Beerus kept observing and seeing Broly now go down to one knee, that's when Beerus went on to ask him, "What happened? You look like you're about to vomit. Is that your way of giving up, mighty Super Saiyan? I hope you didn't forget that if you lose this battle, then you and this entire planet are going to be destroyed for good. Now then, what's it going to be?" But then, out of nowhere to Beerus' surprise, that was when Broly had gone in, unleashing a gigantic mouth blast with Beerus shouting, "Gah! What in the world is that?" As from that point on, Broly had gone in making contact by blasting Beerus from point blank range, as with the others having to now pay very close attention to this, that's when Goku went on to shout, "Whoa! Broly got him! What a crazy looking attack! I wasn't able to tell what was going on either, so I'm sure that Lord Beerus must have assumed that Broly was finished too. too. Well, this brings back a lot of memories, especially when me and Vegeta fused to fight him. He's truly something, as Whis went on to chime in, well, as powerful as Broly may appear to be, and he is, he lacks total control of who and what he is, and is just going off of his first instinct, which is to eradicate anything that he may see as being a threat to him. And though he may be far beyond reason at this point, I'm sure there must be some kind of way to calm Broly down. And if anyone is going to put a stop to his rampage, well, then it's going to be Lord Beerus, Whis says, as this had now without question gone as far as to capture Beerus' full attention, as with the smoke and dust now beginning to dissipate as Beerus was then shown in a defensive guard. It was from that point on where Beerus went on to address Broly by telling him, you know, that one actually stung very, very badly. I did not like that. I did not like that attack of yours one bit. So you have a lot more power left within you than I assumed, Beerus adds. So you aren't going to be a cakewalk after all. Congratulations. Now I'm... But then, before Beerus could even finish, Broly had immediately gone in, dashing on forward and punching Beerus in the face as Goku went on to respond, man, just look at him go. Oh, I wish Lord Beerus would just let me jump in for just a second. I haven't seen a fight this brutal in a very long time. Whis, are you sure I can't? For your own sake, Goku, just leave it be for now, Whis says. It's unlike for Lord Beerus to ever offer someone the chance to become one of his students, so I would advise for you to stay out of this one until it's over. If you think it's worth Lord Beerus erasing you for sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, then by all means go for it. But if I were you, Goku, I would just remain where you are and watch. As with Broly then being shown having to knock Beerus out into the distance as he was then shown having to scream, it would seemingly appear as though Broly just keeps getting stronger and stronger as he's fighting Beerus, whereas Beerus on the other hand seems to be enjoying this, but at the same time very annoyed, because it was when Beerus had then gone and emerging from the rubble in addressing Broly, that's when Beerus went on to respond, you know, if you were somehow able to control this freakish power you have, then maybe I'd have something to truly worry about here. You just in fact may be the rival I've been searching for this entire time, Beerus adds, but what good are you if you aren't able to fully control your actions in battle? You're just a mindless beast. For as long as I have been a destroyer in this universe, I had often found myself unmatched by any other living mortal who dared cross my path in life, with the only exception being Whis, Beerus says. The only other mortals that were ever remotely able to come close in pushing me in a battle were Goku and Vegeta. That is, of course, until today. You truly are something else, Beerus went on to chime in, though it may be a little early to say for sure, but you possess great potential within you, Broly. Even though you have completely lost your mind along with all senses of who you once were, your vast potential still stands the test of time as being one of the best. However, it still pales in comparison to me, Saiyan. What I represent can never be so easily overshadowed, Beerus adds, especially not by those who simply don't know what they're doing in battle. But this is what it means to be great, doesn't it, Beerus asks? You should truly feel honored to be able to go toe-to-toe with a god of destruction, because not many can ever say that they have or can. Now, let's resume this battle of ours so that I can put you out of your misery for good. In which Broly from that point on did not waste any more time by from there being shown dashing towards Beerus in his attempts of striking him, but the moment Beerus had gone in moving out of the way, that's when Beerus went on to ask him, oh, that motivated you, didn't it? But you're still a mess, Saiyan. But even then, despite Beerus having to talk down to Broly, Broly had still attempted in striking Beerus, with Beerus being shown having to avoid each and every single one of his strikes, and from there adding even more insult to injury by telling Broly, look at this, truly the definition of a savage. You are trying so hard to do whatever it takes for you to catch and crush me that your form is sloppy. A warrior who only wields great power but no such skill of using it is useless. To where as Beerus had gone in teleporting away from Broly's punch and now managing to get behind him, Beerus was now assuming the position to put Broly down once and for all by telling him, you were indeed worth my time within the moment, but this this is where we turn your lights off just like we did with Goku. No more rampaging from you. This fight is over. Let this be a lesson that no matter how powerful you think you are still nowhere near me, and you never will be, Saiyan. To where that was when Beerus had proceeded in chopping Broly directly in the neck, with Goku having to spot this and responding, "Hey, it's that chop thingy that I've seen you guys do. Oh man, is this it? Did Lord Beerus really do it? Broly looks out of it." Well, I do say, Whis adds, I don't think I've ever seen a mortal take a chop like that from Lord Beerus and actually still stand. My word, Whis says. In which even that was when Beerus had also made the assumption that this was going to be the end of Broly, as Beerus went on to comment, "Now that ought to do it." That's right, sleep now, mighty warrior. You held your own, but that couldn't possibly save you from. But that's when Beerus was horrified to then see how Broly had gone and turning his head in an extremely angered state, with Beerus responding, "Wait a second, that chop did nothing? It only stunned him? But no one has ever taken a chop from me like that." And but then, before Beerus could even finish his sentence, that was when Broly had gone and lunging on over by grabbing onto Beerus' leg and telling him, "Beerus, you will die!" In which that was when Broly had gone and grabbing onto Beerus' leg and thus being shown having to swing him on down forward, to where even Goku had now gone to remember exactly what Broly was doing to Beerus, as Goku went on to comment, "Wow, I can't believe Broly was durable enough to tank a shot like that from Lord Beerus. I gotta say, that's actually really impressive. Hey, I remember that little move of his that he's doing there. Well, it sure does bring back a lot of painful memories, yikes. You know, I'm surprised that the fight has honestly lasted this long, Whis," Goku says. "I think it really goes to show how strong Broly is and how great he could potentially be if he was able to control himself. Well, I think it's safe to say that I'm sure Lord Beerus is also surprised that the battle has lasted for as long as it did as well, Goku." To where the very moment after Broly was shown having to slam Beerus' body across the ground over and over again, that was when Broly had quickly carried through by them being shown throwing Beerus' body out into the distance, in which had resulted in Beerus being shown stabilizing himself by shouting, "Enough!" "Oh, now that does it," Beerus shouts. As we only from there see how the fight had once again gone in resuming, that's when Goku went on to add, "Hey, Lord Beerus looks really mad out there. What do you think he's about to do?" "Well, I'm sure once Lord Beerus finally gets his fix, you will know," Whis says. "And I believe that may happen rather sooner than we expect." "Can you feel that, Goku?" Whis asks. "I'm sure now that Lord Beerus understands Broly's limit, the fight itself has reached its peak. Look closely there," Whis says. As we only then see how Beerus was in fact beginning to now take control of the fight by having to attack Broly several times over, that was when Goku was slowly but surely now beginning to understand by responding, "Yeah, I'm starting to see it. Lord Beerus is really hammering away at Broly. I haven't seen him that angry in a while." To where the moment Broly was then shown having to hit the ground below, that's when Goku went on to ask, "Hey, Whis, I don't think Broly is Goku." "Don't," Whis says. "Whatever the outcome of this battle is, it does not call for your interference." "I see it too. Now just watch," Whis says. To whereas we only then see how Beerus was now hovering above Broly and now seemingly charging up from what looks to be a Hakai attack, with even Broly himself not realizing this, that's when Beerus went on to address Broly by telling him, "I'm rather curious to see how much of this body of yours can truly endure before it shuts down on me. You aren't the smartest warrior I've battled, but you just may in fact be the strongest and most dangerous of them all," Beerus says. "However, like all things, in the end, I am a god of destruction, and therefore, my limits aren't the same as yours, Saiyan. You'd be lucky to survive what's about to happen, and if you somehow do, then consider it to be a miracle that you did. Let's see what you're truly made of, mortal." As with Beerus now being shown having to prepare for a massive Hakai attack, it was only right then and there during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of Beerus vs. Broly on planet Vampa manga chapter number 3 special then comes to a close. Now this is it. Beerus is now looking to put an end to Broly once and for all, and finally now learning in the overall fact that yeah, even though Broly appears to be the warrior of Beerus' dreams, Beerus at this point really seems to be bothered by the fact that Broly really doesn't understand nor comprehend the true power that lies dormant within him, as of course Broly can't seem to control himself at all. And given the fact that Broly was impressive enough to be able to withstand all of Beerus' attacks thus far, the million-dollar question going forward now is, will Broly be able to somehow survive what's about to happen with Beerus' attack, or will this in fact be the end of Broly as Beerus' finally looking to put an end to this fight, to where we are currently working on the next manga chapter, which is that of manga chapter number 4, which should be available on the channel as soon as we end up coming together and crushing our like goal, to which the like goal for us to reach the next manga chapter is going to be a collective like goal of 13,000 likes. A very simple like goal to achieve, because all you guys really have to do is scroll on down below and give this video a big fat thumbs up by smashing that like button, and that's essentially it. It's simple, it's easy, and more importantly, it's free. So I can't wait to show you guys what's about to happen next, because it's really going to be something that I think a lot of people really aren't going to see coming, which I genuinely hope you guys are going to be surprised with, because from what is about to transpire next involving said characters is going to be, dare I say, a very interesting one. So again, I do want to thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for your time. I hope you guys enjoyed, to where if of course you guys also just so happen to be new to the channel, then I do encourage you guys to go on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon. That way you guys never miss a single video that is posted onto the channel. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy guys and have a great day. Peace!
Hello! Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi!
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.